Hello everyone. Now here I am with the second part of the chapter Control and Coordination of class 10th. Our today's topic is Control and Coordination in Plants. Plants do not have nervous system or muscle tissue like animals, but they still show movement and response. Then how does plant control itself? This is because they use chemical means to convey information from one cell to another. So let's study how does movement takes place in plants. The movements of plants is broadly classified into two main types. Tropic movement, that is movement dependent on growth, and nastic movement, that is movement independent on growth. Nastic movement is the type of movement that does not involve growth of the plant. Example is touch-me-not plant, Mimosa pudica. This shows response to touch. The leaves of this plant begin to fold up and droop in response to touch. Now, movement of the part of the plant occurs at a different point than the point of touch. So, that means plants communicate the information that a touch has occurred. So, that is done in the following manner. Plants use electrical, chemical means to convey the information from cell to cell. I repeat, plants use electrical, chemical means to convey the information from cell to cell. Secondly, plant cells change their shape by changing the amount of water in them, resulting in either swelling or shrinking of cell. Now let's study about tropic movement. Tropic movement is the directional movement of the part of a plant caused by its growth. So when the movement is towards stimulus, now what is stimulus? It is the changes in the environment like water, sunlight, gravity or chemicals, etc. So when the movement of the part of a plant is towards stimulus, it is called positive tropism, and when the movement is away from the stimulus, it is called negative tropism. Now the types of tropic movements: phototropic movement, geotropic movement, chemotropic movement, hydrotropic movement, and last is thigmotropic movement. So let's study the different tropic movements. First is phototropism. Movement of the plant parts in response to light is known as phototropism. Towards light, the shoot part is towards light, so it shows positive phototropism, and the roots move away from the light, so they are showing negative phototropism. Geotropism. Movement of the plant parts in response to Earth's gravitational force is known as geotropism, or it is also called gravitropism. When the movement is towards gravity, it is called positive geotropism, and when it is away from the gravity, it is called negative tropism, geotropism. So root grows towards gravity, so it is showing positive geotropism, and the shoot grows away from the gravity, so it is showing negative geotropism. Hydrotropism. Movement of the plant parts in response to water or moisture. So when the plant part is moving or growing towards water, it is called positive hydrotropism, and when it is going away from water, it is called negative hydrotropism. So in the figure we can see, in the first figure the roots are growing towards moist soil. So, and in the second figure the roots are growing towards water. They both are showing positive hydrotropism. And the shoot is growing away from the water, so it is showing negative hydrotropism. Chemotropism. Movement of the plant parts in response to chemical stimuli is known as chemotropism. So here stimuli is chemical. When it is towards chemical stimuli, then it is positive chemotropism, and when it is away from the chemical, then it is negative chemotropism. So the growth of pollen tube towards the ovule is known as positive chemotropism. Thigmotropism. When the movement of the plant parts in response to touch is called as thigmotropism. So you can see the example of the tendril plant climbing on the fences or any support. So these tendrils are sensitive to touch. When they come in contact with any support, the part of the tendril in contact with the object does not grow as rapidly as the part of the tendril away from the object. This causes the tendril to circle around the object and thus cling to it. So let's revise the different tropic movements, their stimulus and the example. The examples are very important, so kindly pay attention. Phototropism, stimulus is light. Example, sunflower moving to face the sun. Chemotropism, stimulus is chemical. Pollen tube growing towards ovaries. Geotropism, stimulus is gravity. Roots growing down into the ground and shoots growing up against gravity. Thigmotropism, stimulus is hard surface or any support. Example, grapevine curling around a stalk. Hydrotropism, stimulus is water. Example, willow roots growing into river banks. Now let us study the differences between nastic and the tropic movement. Nastic movements are growth independent movements and tropic movements are growth dependent movements. Nastic movements are immediate, that means they are fast, and tropic movements are slow. Nastic movements are non-directional, tropic movements are directional. Nastic movements change in turgor, tropic movements due to cell division. The alternate names of nastic movement is nastics, tropic movements is tropism. Example of nastic movements are holding of leaves of touch-me-not plant or opening and closing of stomata, and tropic movements are phototropism, geotropism, hydrotropism, chemotropism, thigmotropism. Now let us study about plant hormones. They are also called phytohormones. What are hormones? Hormones are chemical messengers. Now plant hormones are two types. One is growth promoters and other one is growth inhibitors. Growth promoters means they promote growth and inhibitors means they stop growth. So growth promoters hormones are auxins, cytokinins and gibberellins. Growth inhibitors are ethylene and abscisic acid. Now, auxins are plant hormone that causes plant cells to elongate. They are found at the tip of the stem or tip of the root. Now see what happens when a shoot is directly under light. So the first figure, when a shoot is directly under light, auxin produced in the growing tips spreads equally down both sides of the plant. So the plant will grow straight. And if the light is from one side only, oxygen collects on the shady side, causing the cells on that side to elongate. That lopsided elongation produces a bend in the plant stem. So let us study about hormones found in plants and their functions. So 5 types of hormones are found in plants. They are abscisic acid, whose function is closing of stomata and seed dormancy. Auxins, they help in cell elongation and differentiation of shoots and roots. Cytokinins promotes cell division, promotion of sprouting of lateral buds, delaying the aging in leaves and opening of stomata. Ethylene, it is a gaseous hormone which helps in ripening of fruit. Gibberellins, they help in germination of seeds and sprouting of buds. Elongation of stems, stimulation of flowering, development of fruit, breaking the dormancy in seeds and buds. So, by this we end the topic plants, control and coordination